Gusto ko matapos na ito before. Tapusin na po natin ito, ha? Para masaya naman yung Pasko natin. Alam nga naman Pasko, dito pa tayo. Anyway, yesterday, bale, yun na lang, Provincial Health Office and then the different district hospitals ang magpe-present. And, tsaka, ano pa ba? Yung isa? Yung pepi... Iyo, ikaw yung hinahanap namin. And then, may babalikan lang kaming konti sa God programs. Then, wala na. Okay? Para maumpisahan. Yesterday po, ang ginawa namin, nag-present lang yung mga head of offices. Then, from that, the discussion continued. Ano? Ganun lang kasimple. We're not here para bawasan kayo o pigilan. We're here to complement. Para pag may kulang sa mga pondo, hahanap tayo ng ibang mapagkukuhanan. Especially, hinuli namin talaga yung provincial hospitals. Kasi gusto ni Gov na as much as possible, how could we improve on the services ng mga hospitals natin. And sabi ko nga naman, kung kailangan mapondohan, tignan natin kung saan tayo kukuha ng pondo. Basta ang importante sa amin, especially ako, kapag meron increase, let's say, sa revenue na madiderive natin from the healthcare services na ipoprovide ng province, whatever increase, sa inyo rin pupunta. Ganon yung magiging usapan. Hindi pwedeng yung increase ng revenue ng hospitals mapupunta sa ibang department. Para ma-incentivize natin. Sa akin, ganon yung ano ko. And I think the provincial budget officer would agree with me also. Even the governor. Kasi isa na lang ito sa mga gusto nating i-improve is the healthcare services. Okay? And then, marami rin kasi kaming nakita dun sa GAD na ang implementing office is are the hospitals, di ba? Okay? Ewan ko kung alam ng mga chief of hospitals yun. Na some of the GAD programs, ang implementing office is the IPHO. Alam nyo ba yun? Okay. So we can discuss that. Okay, kasi nakita namin, ni-review ko kagabi yung sa GAD, kaya gusto kong balikan yung GAD. Okay? Thank you very much. And Ma'am Tess, di ba? Yung presentation mo nga kahapon muna. Yeah, para makita rin nung ewan ko kung aware ang mga chief of hospitals natin dun sa presentation na pinakita mo sa amin kahapon. Okay, thank you.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, especially to our honorable members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, headed by our chair, board member Jose T. Panganiban Jr., and of course, ang iba pong miyembro natin ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, and my co-department heads, the assistant department heads, and everyone present this morning. Kahapon po, I presented our the receipts program for our 2026 annual budget, which is started with graph presentation of the income, yung pinaka-first po. Yung pinaka-first na slide, sir. Okay. Which we presented the graph presentation in tower graph of the 2023-2024 and our actual realized revenues from January 1 to November 30, 2025. Our actual collections as of that date is 630,806,204.76 cents. A bulk of that represents the income on hospital collections, which comprises the which is 374,281,421.84. Sige, next slide, sir. That's why, syempre ho, dun nag-center mostly yung discussion, especially on the income presentation. So, sige po. Okay na ho yan. Sige, sir. Sige po. So, that's it. Hospital fees and charges, 381 million ho ang na-collect ng 2024. And for 2025, with the budget estimate of 350 million, our actual collections as of November 30, 2025 is already 463,368,747.92 to be exact, with an average of 113,368,747.92. But in 2026, we peg it at 396 million as our budget estimate. Why? I explained yesterday that a bulk of those collections in 2025 or for this current year represents reimbursements of PhilHealth for services rendered by our hospitals for the prior years, meaning flexibility claims, granted return to hospital or the RTH, and denied claims. We extracted actually yung summary, yung actual collections natin from January to November, and it reflected, sirs, mga honorable members po, na dun sa 374, that 463 million pala, may breakdown yan. Nagulat pa ako. Sige, balik po tayo sa hospital charges. Balik na, sige, forward. Forward. On the hospital charges na lang tayo mag-center. No, balik, forward po. Sige po. Sige ho. That's per hospital po kasi we center on the summary na lang of all the hospitals. Sige po. Kawayan District, Manuel, Milagros, Ichagüe, San Mariano, Palanan. And then there. That's it. Yan po ang mga actual collections natin or breakdown of the 463,368,747.92 na register sa hospital collections. But if we have to add the certification fees na galing po sa mga hospital, it's 2,294,000. Kaya ang total ho ng collections na ng mga hospital is 465. But we will center on the PhilHealth collections. Right, sir? So PhilHealth collections is 374,281,421.84. In-extract po namin yung mga income generated from PhilHealth, and true enough, ang prior year charges po is 150,253,409.98. And the current year charges po ng binayaran ng PhilHealth is 224,028,011 pesos and 85 cents.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
What about 2024? Meron din ba tayong data na ganyan? Meron bang PhilHealth, the prior year's collection ng 2024?
Yun na kung 2024 are the realized collections natin is how much is that? balik tayo dun sa graph na, sa ano na
Oo.
lang, sa...
Kasi, the discussion was like this yesterday. Since, the 2024, 2023, 24, 25, laging over ang collection versus the budget galing sa hospital collections. So, nung budget 2024, nag-over collection ng hospital ng I think about 70 million. And 2025, pag nakikita natin kasi, over kayo ng 113 million. Pagdating ng 2026, nung nag-set sila ng budget, bumaba. So nagtataka ako, bakit kailangan bumaba yung proposed collection ng mga hospitals for 2026 samantalang from 2023, 2024, and 2025 laging over. So nasentro yung isa sa mga rason na sinight ng Treasurer's Office is the collection of prior year charges. So meaning may receivable tayo sa PhilHealth na nakolekta noong 2025. Okay? So ang tanong ko, wala ba tayong prior year o receivable sa PhilHealth pagdating sa 2026? Okay. Wala na. Yes, please. Okay.
For the year 2025, that was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and even 24, malamang sir, meron pa silang and I think Kawayan has the largest bulk nun eh. Pero as far as yung other hospitals, parang wala na sir.
Okay.
Konti, ala na ng
So, are we one in saying na lahat ng over collection natin is because of prior year charges na remaining receivables o meron pang ibang dahilan? Yun yung gusto kong malaman. Kasi meron isang rito na nagsabi na yung ano ba ito?
Nagtaas
Nagtaas.
po yung package,
Yes.
yung mga case rates natin.
Case rate nagtaas, yung
Opo.
package nagtaas. So, pwede ba nating i-reflect? Kasi sabi nila, nagtaas lang yan February of 2025. Tama ba ako? Sabi,
Yes, sir.
Kasi yung natin na information yesterday, nagtaas yan ng February 2025. So are we expecting na yung collection natin ng 2026 will now be based on that increase happened last February 2025? Tama ba ako? Kasi if that would be the case, then I don't see any reason na bakit mababa yung ating target for 2026.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I think if the benefits or the package increase last February 25, I think it should be reflected already for 2025. No, kasi mabilis lang naman yung bigay ng PhilHealth eh. Magre-reflect na dapat yun 2025. Kaya ngayon ang sinasabi ko kay Ma'am Tess kagabi, na baka it's aside from the yung mga claims ng 2024 na nagpunta sa 2025, kaya nag-increase yung 2025 collection natin. It's because of that increase also from the PhilHealth
Yes. Kasi pagdating sa increase, there will be several factors. Ang sabi ko, number one factor, ang sinasabi nila sa amin yesterday, na-confirm ngayon, na there were certain receivables from PhilHealth na nakolekta natin noong 2025. And number two factor would be the increase in case rate and the increase in the anong ba tawag mo doon? Hindi ko alam yun eh. Basta yun, package. Okay. So, sabi ko nga, bakit di natin i-reflect yung increase, let's say, yung increase na yon is mapupunta pa rin, mayroon tayong sa 2026. Kasi hindi na if hindi na reflect nila Miss Tess yun doon sa Finance Committee, yung possibly increase ng collection sa 2026 coming from the increase of the case rates. Di ba? Kasi nakikita ko, any increase na let's say for 2026, instead of decreasing yung target galing sa hospital collections, bakit hindi natin i-increase? And then lahat ng increase, incremental revenue, is gagamitin din natin para sa hospitals natin. For example, kung ano yung mga, sabi nga, bago ako pumunta, gusto rin naming hingin sa inyo yung manpower requirement. Para whatever increase na makuha natin dito, di ilagay natin doon additional manpower ng mga hospitals natin. Kung kailangan nyo ng gamot, ang kolotilya ko lang dyan. Ang kolotilya lang is, okay, makikita naman na natin first and second quarter, kung may increase sa hospital collections. And then, we will fill up yung mga ipropose ninyo na mga positions. Di ba? Oh, agree ba tayo? Oh. Mga bossing. Ganun na lang. Kasi gusto ni Gob na ma-improve yung gusto rin ni Vice Gob na yung minimum, Minimum manpower requirement. Di ba? Oh.
Sir, I fully agree with your statements po. Pero just to clarify lang po, we have a copy of the PhilHealth circular regarding the adjustment of select case rates. Siguro tama si BM Anyes na meron talagang increase in case rates, but not all these cases po is applicable to our hospitals because we do not have chemotherapy and mga prostate cancer
Then we invest.
patients.
Then we invest.
Yeah. But for now, I'm referring po, sir, sa actual collections natin. Hindi ho lahat nag-apply sa mga hospital collections po natin. And actually, the increases were 30% in 2024, kaya reflected na po. And only 50% in 2025, referring to these case rates po, which we do not have. So, anyway, just a point of clarification lang po on the increases. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Again, siguro po, let's go to the basic. Before we come up with any projection siguro dito, let's look into, ang una pong tanong siguro dito, how do we do yung atin pong claims sa PhilHealth, particularly the PhilHealth? Because I am just alarmed over the projection ng atin pong proposed budget for 2023, which is, 2026, sorry. Compared to the actual collection this year. Kasi kung tutuusin, ang nakapropose po dito sa actual collection na natin ngayon is 465, tama po ba? Pero ang proposed natin is 300. Okay, so medyo parang sa akin, it's bakit tayo nagiging pababa instead na patataas dapat yung ating collection, at least at par with the existing collection rate. Actual. Okay. Now, ang question ko po dito, are we doing an in-house billing ng ating pong PhilHealth or any insurance claims, or we are doing outsourcing or outside biller in-house? Okay. Question. Kasi ang hirap po mag-project kung ang parating ginagawa natin dito is yung future, di po ba? Pero yung actual, previous years natin siguro, if we look at into the efficiency rate of that collection, we can have that as a basis. Meaning to say, ano po ba yung collection natin? Meron po ba tayong datos dito ng how much do we bill? How much did we bill the PhilHealth? And how much have we collected? Kasi makikita natin dito ngayon ng efficiency rate mo dito ngayon ng collection. Because as we can see, and we are all aware of this, na may prescription period parate ang claims natin. Ibig sabihin, after a certain period of time, maglalapse ito, hindi na tayo i-honor unless we have filed for a motion for reconsideration. Di po ba? And last thing that we need to do is to come up with an appeal to PhilHealth for a certain reimbursement or claims. So, kung tayo po ay hindi natin matututukan ito, talagang hindi tayo makakakamap ng maayos na projection sa mga susunod na future na preparations ng ating budget. Ang direction po natin dito is to improve yung atin pong tinatawag na healthcare deliverables. Yes, Kong.
May question to the provincial health officer. Sir, aware ba kayo sa projections na ito?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But before we had that projection, no, kasi nagkaroon kasi ito kasing flexible payment scheme, hindi kasi expected ito eh. I think ngayon lang nangyari this year, no. So before we made that projection, wala pa po 'yan. So kung makikita ninyo, talagang nagtaas, pero hindi 'yun ang projected. 'Di ba? So
When you say hindi nagtaas pero hindi yun ang projected, what?
kasi I mean, we did not expect this flexible income na yung mga
Okay.
denied claims na carry ng PhilHealth, no? Binayaran nila. Actually po, yan, nagdoon yan. We had this computation before na since 2018 na denied claims natin amount to around 180 million. During the previous year na nagkaroon kami ng assessment dito, no? So ngayon nababayaran, and hopefully na tuloy-tuloy kasi ang latest pronouncement ng President lately lang na continuous pa rin ang payment dito sa mga denied claims. Yun ang bagong kwan. Kung meron pa tayong natira na mga denied claims that
claims.
can be reconsidered by the PhilHealth. no?
Meron ba tayong data? Kung meron, how much, magkano pa yung mga claims natin na hindi pa nababayaran?
Ayun po ang dapat natin consider kung magkano pa ang pwedeng i-expect natin na babayaran.
Wala ba tayong data nun?
I think
Yung billing natin, meron ba tayo nun? Paano natin malaman yun?
PhilHealth.
PhilHealth?
Silang
Sandali lang po.
nagpapadala sa amin.
Sandali lang po.
Teka.
Mr. Chair, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Ganito po yun. We should be proactive in doing, kasi I have done billing before in my brother's practice. So, kami, kapag sinabmit namin ang claims, alam mo na ito automatic. So, we cannot be dependent on our billers, especially yung clinic. It just so happened that I was after the interest also of my brother and also the clinic. Ibig ko pong sabihin dito, alam naman natin dito, kung nag-bill tayo ng 100 million, binayaran lang tayo ng 50 million, hahanapin natin ngayon kung nasan yung 50 million na ito. Kasi we cannot just be relying on how much we are paid for. Na magkakaroon tayo ng, sabihin na natin na, we're good with this because we are paid 50 million. So, kailangan po nating hanapin lang yon. Kasi ang sayang dito is, these are all bonus. Kaya po ito sinasabi ko, sayang, service has been rendered. We have provided all the medical services. Kaya karapat-dapat lang na bayaran tayo. Sayang po kasi yon dito. But kung titignan natin yung data dito na isinabmit po dito, yung comparative report on hospital collections, from previous years, 2023-24, we have around 24% increase. And 24 to 25 up to current year, this is around 29% increase. So meaning to say, yung 5% na significant increase na ito, will it be attributable if we can trace it dun sa actual na sinasabi nating, kasi nag-increase ito yung case rate natin. Or some other source of medical services that we have also provided to our constituents. Yung kasi yung kailangan nating maging klaro ngayon para alam natin kung saan tayo mas magfo-focus pa ng atin pong source ng income and projection also of our future budgeting ng atin pong hospital operations. Yun lamang po. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Wala ba tayong record kung magkano ang sinisingil natin sa PhilHealth, each and every hospital? Dapat siguro meron, di ba? Meron. Naka-capture ba ng ating accounting yon?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then if I were to ask today, as of today, magkano pa ang pautang natin sa PhilHealth? Yes?
Ma'am,
Good morning, Your Honors. Sirs, it is only now that PhilHealth mandated the accounting office na to keep records of PHIC claims on account of the universal health care. Actually, sir, there are no accountants na nakatalaga doon sa mga hospitals. So it is only now na dinidirect nila kami to consolidate their reports where in fact, sir, sila mismo ang gumagawa ng reports. Kasi, sir, one of the provisions of the for the final integration ng universal healthcare is the provision of an accountant, bookkeeper, and administrative officer which will assist the management support group ng universal healthcare. So when it comes to recording, sir, wala pa sa amin ito kasi wala pa talagang assigned na accountant or bookkeeper for the hospital facilities. It's only it's only through the health facilities na nag-emanate yung status ng denied claims, return to hospitals, na fina-file nila ng motion for recon sa PHIC. So kung sa record, sir, wala pa kami kasi sila pa lang ang hawak ng records.
When you say sila, sino po?
Mga health facilities, mga hospitals, sir.
So, teka. So, ibig sabihin, iba yung record ng hospitals, iba yung record ng accounting. If meron, iba rin yung record ng treasury. Paano kung hindi magkakapareho yun? Which I think is the case. Hindi ba pwede? Oh, yes nga. Yes nga po.
sir, if I may, sir. Sir, actually, sir, kaya nag-improve yung aming, if you can see from 22, 23, 24, nag-improve yung collection namin because there was this scheme na actually it was suggested by the previous PA. So yun po yung pero in fact, every month po nagre-report po kami wherein there makikita yung claims na filed. So yun yung po, pwede natin i-project na yun yung ina-expect nating amount.
Exactly.
And
Yun
then
yung
kung
gusto
meron
ko.
kaming mga RTH denied na i-file, and then yung yung mga claims na ifa-file pa namin. Meron po yun.
We should take advantage of this because nakaupo yung speaker natin. Pwedeng ipatawag yung PhilHealth, bayaran mo yung probinsya namin. Kaya gusto ko makita, magkaano ba yun? Magkaano ba yun?
Nagsasubmit po kami
Saan? Kanino?
accounting.
Oh. Oh.
Sir, nagbibigay sila ng record for our signature or approval kasi it is mandated daw ng DOH na pipirmahan ng accountant.
Yes.
Pero since the start of the sir, kasi cumulative yung kanilang denied claims and RTH na wherein yung previous records, wala kaming copy nun. Sila may hawak nun. It's only now na parang yung current nila, binibigyan kami ng report na for submission sa PHIC na kailangan daw pirmado ng accountant. Pero in reality, sir, wala pa kasing accountant, bookkeeper, or AO na na-assign sa kanila. Kasi this is one of the provisions ng universal healthcare na mandatory, there should be an accountant, bookkeeper, and AO to handle all accounts of DOH and PHIC. Wala pang in place na mga
Okay, so
personnel.
habang wala pa, hindi naman pwedeng hindi natin makuha yung record or report na yon. Meron po ba kayo? Meron kayo? Yeah.
Sir, siguro, sir, we
Meron po
can
kami
furnish
copy sa
you.
hospital. Meron pong copy.
Yeah. We can
sa
furnish you, sir. We will
Ha?
secure all the data of the prior years, tsaka yung current na RTH nila, tsaka denied. We will furnish you, Your Honor.
Can we get it now? Kasi gusto kong i-reflect yun doon sa collections eh. Kasi pag hindi natin i-reflect yun doon sa budget, mananatili yan na walang magpa-follow up sa atin. Kawawa naman tayo. And sabi ko nga, we should take advantage, we should take this opportunity. Kasi nakaupo yung si speaker, sasabihin niya lang, patatawag niya yung PhilHealth, bayaran mo naman kami. Hindi naman tayo nangihingi. Nagpapabayad tayo. Oo. Di ba? Kasi yung makokolekta natin doon is ibabalik din naman natin
Sir,
sa...
actually, bayad na, sir, halos eh.
Okay.
Kaya as reflected in that report, sir, makikita nyo bumagsak. Alam na po namin naayos na kasi namin yung system namin and we already, talagang tinutukan namin yung mga denied kasi, sir, nung araw pa talaga yun eh. So yun, sa ngayon, sir, we can vouch na talagang konti na lang ang denied and ano. And then natatrack din namin, sir, kung nababayaran. In fact, tama yung sabi ni SP Agnes na parang real time na nga sila magbayad ngayon, sir. So, a matter of ano lang. So, yung denied RTH namin, konti na lang yon. So, kung ma-perfect pa namin.
When you say konti, magkano ka konti po yun?
5, ganun na lang, sir, in a month. May 2, may ano. And then, aside from that, we take the nerve to talagang appeal para talagang mabayaran po yun, sir. And that's how, ganun na po ka-accommodating and considerate ang PhilHealth sa atin, sir.
But at least, meron tayong record kung magkano.
That's it, sir. Meron, sir. May projected ano dun sa report. Annexes A, B, and C po yun.
Can we get a copy of that?
Sa hospital kasi, sir. Pero may copy pong Piaco, and I think we're providing copies to
Can we get a copy of that?
Parang sa akin sa GFND, 5 ano na lang, 5 claims na lang and puro animal bite yan. So, maliit lang siya talaga. Nasa 10,000 na lang po. Yun, I can only speak for GFND. So, talagang real time na sila nagbabayad. Mabilis na po ngayon.
Mr. Chair, good morning po. And to the officials of the Provincial Administration, good morning po. So, for the intervention po ng PIACO, nagsasubmit po ang hospitals as documents po for post-audit. Nagkaroon po kasi kami ng audit program just to share po sa board on the audit of PhilHealth claims, especially on these deficient claims. So, meron po kaming balances, pero as of August to September po ito. So, dun po, nakita namin kung magkano yung deficient claims. Pero kung hingin po natin yung balances as of today, sige po, meron po yun, sir. Apo. Okay po. Okay, sir. Sige po. Pero as of today po, sir, meron po yan each hospitals. And nagsasubmit po sila sa amin nung mga naka-annexes na po. Then kami po ang mismo gagawa po ng working paper to consolidate itong mga sinubmit po nila sa PhilHealth. And also, for information po, yung flexible claims po natin is extended up to March 2026. So, lahat po ng deficient claims or yung mga previous claims na hindi po nakolekta ng probinsya ay pwede po nating i-file solely due to late filing until March 2026. So, binigyan po tayo ng leeway ng PhilHealth to submit yung mga deficient documents para mabayaran po nila tayo. Yun lang po.
Thank you. Sana kung mayroon tayo nun, para ma-reflect dun sa possible na makolekta for 2026. Now, tanong ko lang, sa Finance Committee, I can see dito, from January 1 to November 30, 2025, 465 million na nang nakolekta galing sa hospital collections. Pwede ba nating malaman magkano naman po ang gastos na ng mga hospitals natin? Ha? Pwede nating malaman?
Yung sinabit po namin noong we were required for the AIP, AOP, Annual Operation Plan po nila noong September. For 2024 po, umabot po ng almost 1.3 billion. And then they projected po for 2025 yata is parang roughly 1.5 billion po. So, that's a ballpark figure.
Subsidy, laging may subsidy, ano? Almost $1 billion. Hindi alam ng PH kasi. So, if I were to ask, ano, sa Finance Committee, kasi sabi ni sabi mo kahapon, yesterday, sabi mo, pwede nating increase yan, but we have to get the commitment from the hospitals. Okay? Kasi tinignan natin from 465 million ang magkano lang ang proposed na collections 390 400. So 400 na lang. 400. So short tayo ng 65 million. So pwede ba nating i-adjust? Can we get the commitment from the hospitals? Kasi whatever increased, ipapangako rin naman namin na sa inyo lang din pupunta.
Yes,
Hindi
po.
naman pwedeng kunin ng kahit na sinong kusihod ng departamento. Pwede ba yon?
Yes, sir. We can do that.
Okay. So we have the commitment from the hospitals na. Anong gagawin natin? Let's increase. Okay.
Yeah, but for emphasis lang, sir, ha, yung aking one-time, big-time collections, that's why we were able to reach the
Yes.
465 million mark is because of the 150
I
million
understand.
PhilHealth.
Okay.
denied
Pero
claims.
whatever increase naman na mapupunta sa kanila, hindi mo natin pwedeng, para nating lalagay sa program lang. Okay? Di ba? Ganun lang gagawin natin. Kung hindi nila ma-reach yung target nila, then hindi natin mabibigay yung gusto nila. Oh.
Mr. Chair, sorry, medyo nalito lang kasi ako dun over sa claim na 150 million paid for by the PhilHealth na additional. Tama po ba? Yun yung sinasabi? 2018 to 2024. Kala ko, prior years. Okay. Hindi kasi kala ko it was just last year. Kasi if I were to compute that right now, yung 5% na yun, it's around 18 million lang. Yung sa sinasabi kong percentage of previous year.
Ang tanong ko naman, saan naman galing yung over collections versus the proposed ng 2020 at 2024? Kasi laging lang may over collection ng versus proposed na. Tingnan mo. Nasaan yung actual versus proposed? Proposed versus target. Laging over target kayo. Exactly. Eh bakit tayo sa 2026 bigla tayong bumaba?
Ngayon lang namin ata target namin, sir. Para ngayon lang namin.
No, since 2024, 2023.
Yung receipts program.
Lagi kayo actual versus target. Lagi kayo over target. Target ng
2024, I don't have the figure now, but yun nga, 381. Ito yung 2025.
Hindi, yung target nila noong 2024. That was, yun yung pinapoint out ko yesterday. Over collection.
Sir, we'll look for that 2024.
In 2023, the actual collection from hospital, lahat na, was 317 million. 2024, 384 million. Iba yan. Yan. 317. Diba? Kung ikukumpara mo doon sa proposed nung 2023, 2024, laging over. Tingnan mo yung forecast ng 2023 saka 2024.
Actually, sir, noong past years, talaga hong super pressure ho kami. So, nagre-range po yan sa 400 to 450 million ang ine-estimate po namin. Kaya makikita dun sa slide ko kanina ng total collections graph, parati kaming masyadong malaki yung aking shortfall because bloated, if I may use the word, bloated po talaga yung aming budget estimate. Kaya nga ho...
But not the collections from hospital.
Yes, sir. Lahat,
Ang over-bloated ang ano nyo sa estimate, yung galing sa iba.
more on the hospital, sir, because it's slice po yun.
I-check nyo nga.
Yes, sir.
Paki-check nga. Kasi yung nakita ko yesterday. No 2024. Magkano ang Yan. Ito nga. Oo. Tingnan mo nga. There. Okay?
Kaya nga ho, if I may explain, sir, yung mga positive collections namin would offset with the negative collections. For
Exactly.
example talaga, just like yung if we did hit the mark of the RPT collections, or dun na ho nag-offsetting po dun sa mga overage overestimated naman.
Wala ba tayong
Over collections,
Oo.
over the estimates.
Wala ba tayong data dyan dun sa hospital? Na ganyan?
For the 20, papacheck ko po.
Pacheck
23
nga.
and
23, 24.
Yes,
Yung
sir.
actual versus yung
Estimates.
target.
Apo,
Oo,
yes.
yung estimate. Oo. Anyway, balik tayo dun sa point. For example, increase natin yung target ng hospital. Okay, let's say by 70 million lang. Para yung status ko lang ng collection actual ng 2025. Okay, whatever increase naman is mapupunta rin sa kanila. Ha?
Once pa sa ho na-realize, I will refer it to the budget officer because ang annual budget natin, sir, as you can see, is
Yes.
commingled, no? Di po ba?
Yes. Oh. Diba? Okay na yan.
Once realized.
Basta ma-realized. Oo. Oo. Okay? Pwede ba yun? Mga bossing sa boss,
Sir, so with your statement, sir, does it mean na hindi na mapupunta sa general fund yung income ng hospitals?
General fund pa rin. Kaya lang naka-earmark sa inyo.
Okay.
I-earmark natin. Kasi earmarking lang yan eh. Ma'am Ted,
Yes, sir. Once realized po, and then we'll come up with the supplemental budget.
yes.
Pupondohan namin kung anong requirement nila
Yes.
additional
Ha?
for 2026.
Okay? I-program mo, i-supplemental mo, anong gawin natin? Basta ang ano natin, ang commitment din naman natin is sa kanila lang mapupunta. Okay? Okay ba 'yon? Mga bossing? Oo. Ha? Oh, hindi pwedeng mapunta sa Sanggunang Panlalawigan, sa inyo lang. Kasi meron pa kaming i-discuss na mga pondo galing sa GAD na, 'di ba? Nakita natin sa kanila. Kung aware kayo.
I'm aware with that, sir. Yung
Okay.
IPHO kasi nag-implement ng
Oo,
programs.
para isa-isahin natin, ha? Okay. So, okay na? Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. Kasi yun nga po, no, we are talking of the general budget po. Supposing na-emphasize po ni Ma'am Tet kanina na once realized, because that's the basic rule naman sa budgeting, that in case of excess collections over our estimated revenues or actual collections vis-a-vis the actual disbursements, we can always submit a supplemental budget as we've been doing in the past years. So kung sakali po, hindi lang sa collections ng hospital, kundi even, but yun
Lahat,
nakapark
Yes,
na ho
yes.
doon. But in case na ho may excess collections po kami over what we have estimated, then that could be submitted as a supplemental budget by first quarter of the ensuing year.
Yes, but as far as the yung hospitals, ilagay na natin. Ha, pwede ba? Para naka-earmark lang, ha? For purposes of the annual budget, nung target nila, increase na natin. Kasi nakikita ko kasi nag-decrease tayo, yan sama naman nun. Laging increase nga yung hospital tapos bigla tayo magbababa ng target.
Mr. Chair, just a question. Is there any other yung department or entity here that thus excess in the collection? Kasi it seems na sa health lang natin, as of the moment, from what I understand, doon lang po tayo sa health ngayon may surplus. And it seems na ito ang nag-augment ngayon doon sa sinasabi natin na mga sobra na pwedeng, ang takot nila is mapunta pa sa general fund, but clearly said by the chair na it will be earmarked under the health fundings lang natin. Kaya nga po, ang sinasabi ko, meron pa po ba tayong ibang departamento dito na nag-overshoot tayo ng collections?
Wala naman kolekta na iba. Hospital lang, tsaka yung ating RPT, tsaka yung ating, quarry. Yun lang, 3.
Kaya nga po, from there, meron pa po bang iba na mag-surplus tayo?
I think wala na.
Wala pa rin. Okay. So, ang pino-point out lang po siguro dito, if I were to pick up yung ni Mr. Chair dito kanina, we don't want to sacrifice yung mga constituents natin needing medical assistance. So, what we wanted to is to increase the budget to make it sure and assure our constituents that they'll be given all the necessary siguro healthcare services possible. Kaya nga po, kayang-kaya kasi nito talaga. Kasi nga po, ang una kong tatanungin, dahil from what I see and over the investment of the provincial government here, ano po ba mayroon pa tayong ang mga services na ibinibigay other than yung sa currently ng hospital dito, yung imaging natin, diagnostic laboratories, ano po ba, kompleto po ba tayo noon? Dahil yan, pwede tayong maka-reimburse pa rin yan, hindi na lang yung konsulta at yung mga confinement lang natin. Para yun, pwede nating, kung may surplus sa inyo, the next budget preparation, pwede tayong bumili dito ng CT scan, pwede tayong MRI machine, PET scan, kung ano man. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
just for clarification, sir, we are never aware, and we were never aware na na-exceedan pala namin yung target budget, target income. Ngayon lang po namin nalaman, kasi yearly tuwing the budget hearing or deliberation, lagi po kaming nape-pressure na taasan yung aming target, yung collection po. So ngayon lang nalaman na nag-exceed pala kami. I think walang may alam sa amin na nag-exceed kami for the past years. Pero definitely po, itong 2025, talagang mag-exceed kami because of the flexibility claims. Na parang one time, big time lang to kasi naubos na halos lahat ng flexibility claims namin.
Yes. But sabi ko nga, there are 2 factors kasi doon sa increase ng 2025. Number one is the flexibility claim. Which is siguro yun yung pinakamalaki, ano? Let's say dun sa pie nung increase, let's say 70% galing sa flexibility claim.
Yes.
But the other 30% galing yan sa increase
Increase
ng
of
case rates.
Case rate package po. Pero
Okay.
chosen diagnosis lang po yung merong increase ng package rate. Siguro sir, pero hindi ganon kalaking impact ng increase kasi hindi lahat po ng cases namin pasok dun sa may increase ng package. Pero willing naman po kami itaas yung target namin. Kaya lang, as Ma'am Tess reported, na sobrang lumaki lang talaga yung income namin T25 because of the flexibility claims na nakuha po namin, na nabayaran.
Which is 150 million ba yun? Yung flexibility, galing sa flexibility. Okay. So out of that 465, 150. Yeah. Out of the 465, 150. So 310 million yung galing other other charges. Yeah. Balik ulit ako dun sa dati. Ma'am, pwede ba nating increase yung kanila? Yung target nila? With the condition na yung lahat ng increases, naka-earmark lang sa kanila. If realized. Ha? Okay? Reasonable lang. Doon lang tayo mag-base sa actual lang. Sa actual lang. Hindi ko i-increase na hindi namin hinihingi na 500 plus million. Doon lang sa actual na 465 up to November. Yung closing. Para naman hindi na, alam mo yun? 465. Magkano ba yung Magkano ba yung sa kanila? 400, di ba? At 396, di ba? So, 465, we're talking about almost 70 million. But that 70 million will be earmarked sa ating hospitals.
Sir, if I can speak for the group, siguro we can target the amount of 500 million.
Okay, 500 pala. Okay. Okay, the amount of target is 500 million. Kapak, tapos na.
But that's just a projection,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Of course.
Basta ang pangako naman namin is sa inyo pupunta.
Okay.
Kaya sabihin na ninyo kung ano naman yung wish list ng mga hospitals. Okay? Wag. Yes. Understand.
Okay. Ganito.
But yun nga at least, meron tayong, we're looking forward to a target na hindi naman, alam mo yun? Kaya nagtataka nga ako ngayon lang pala kayo aware na lagi kayong over. Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Wag naman 450, 465 na nga
Na-overshoot nyo na yung
500, sige. Okay.
Sir, yung question niyo po kanina, in 2024, 440 million yung target nila.
Okay.
381 yung kanilang na-realize. So, with the latest discussion, so nag-usap po kami ni Ma'am Tet on the budget. Nakapark lang po yun. Once they surpass the 396 million target na kung saan nakaayos na po yung budget natin, saka lang ho ma-approve yung whatever PR or claims nila on the additional.
Yes. Agree.
Di ba? Once realize. So, tingin
Agree.
ko wala tayong problema.
Kasi para man ma-incentivize natin sila. Instead of this ano yun? Di ba? Para ma-incentivize natin yung ating mga Okay tayo? Okay na. Yun lang naman ang gusto kong pag-usapan.
Mr. Chair, last several hearings about sa health, meron tayong na-discuss na kulang ang mga plantilla positions. Ang daming vacant positions sa...
Exactly.
Yes.
Doon tayo pupunta ngayon.
Yes, with the new discovery or increase in the total collections of PhilHealth, baka pwede nating isali na yung
Yeah.
pakonti-konti lang naman.
Yes. Yun nga yung iaano ko sa kanila. Anyway naman, kapag hindi na-realize yan, hindi rin mapupunuan eh. Wow.
Yes.
Di ba?
Mr. Chair, I don't think na magiging issue po yung projected na income natin from an existing plantilla because from yung ating previous meeting ay session dati na hearing, as far as I can remember, meron po tayong 88 funded positions.
Oo.
Funded na ito, meaning to say, wala naman itong, it has nothing to do with the existing or future fundings natin. So, ang kailangan natin, created and funded tong fundings na ito, kailangan lang nating fill upan. We're not pressuring you to fill up that 88 positions, but look into all those key positions, particularly doctors, nurses.
Yeah. Meron
siguro.
pang additional yata eh. Mga positions na na-fund,
Kaya nga po.
na
Kaya
funded
nga po,
ulit eh.
Kung yun sana ang gawin natin. And let's make it competitive. Yung ating rate po dito para naman making sure, although we have a prescribed dito sa gobyerno, but let's make it, katulad din sinasabi ni Mr. Chair dito kanina na we have to incentivize siguro. We have to look for other means of enticing people to get into the government services. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. But I think for 2026 meron pang additional positions na funded ulit. Wala ba dito? Wala? Wala sa kanila? Okay. Then if that's the case, din ano yung sinasabi mo na dapat fill upan lang. At kung kinakailangan mag-fund ulit ng mga new positions. Yeah.
When we make, pag finilapan po kasi namin lahat ng existing plantilla positions namin, sir, mawawala yung mga contractual namin, which yun yung nagpupuno sa talagang kailangan na hospital staffing namin. That is why we're always pushing for the creation sana para sa ganun may pagkukuhanan sana po kami. We really cannot
Then
do that.
why don't we create?
Okay. Tanong ko lang po, Mr. Chair, kung ganon, why did you come up with any request for creation and funding?
We did, sir. We did.
Ba't wala pong nag-a-appear dito sa
We did,
ating...
sir, during the budget hearings.
Meron po ba? Yeah, we did. Meron ba dito nakalagay? Okay.
Meron ba?
Submitted, but it's not here right now. Hindi, kaya nga ang sinasabi naman natin dito, we're not asking you to fill out that 88 positions in the GFND alone. What we are saying is at least, para lang di naman mawalan na ng low moral yung ating mga empleyado na parating naka-contract of service na lang sila, is mag-fill up tayo dito ng 10% every year. Like in 10 years, natapos natin yung 88 na ito. Diba? What is 10% of that actual? Tapos considering na katulad ngayon, ang ino-offer nyo sa amin, dito sa atin sa body ngayon, is mag-i-increase tayo ng pondo. And in that way, magpupondo lang. Hindi yung mahihirapan na pondohan tayo once we realized.
Exactly. That's the point nga eh.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Wala po ba tayong appropriation for contractuals?
Yes.
Based on the budgets I presented yesterday, we only had 184 million left. And 150 went to the Palay procurement. And then yung 34 went to the Barangay Street Lights project.
So, yun nga eh. Can we make now a commitment doon sa increase ng kanilang target, pwede tayong mag-create ng mga positions? Yeah? Or budget for contractuals nila. Pwede ba yun?
Pero that's when we realize the budget po.
When we realize, then
yes.
we implement. But
Yes.
pag hindi ma-realize, huwag muna hold yung implementation.
Yes, but
Ganun lang yun eh.
right now, sir, wala po tayong kukunan nun para...
Kaya nga kukuhanin natin doon sa increased target na bibigay natin sa kanila. Pero yung implementation nga will be based kung ma-realize nila. Kasi
Okay.
first, second quarter, makikita na natin yan eh.
So, i-hold muna natin and then when we realize
But the positions are created or the budget is there for sa kanila.
Okay, pwede po.
O, di ba? Pwede yan eh. Bakit naman hindi po pwede?
Ma'am Ted and Sir Chair, sorry pero with the advent of the Special Health Fund, na kung tutuusin ho, talagang kami ho sa finance, magkakaroon ng problema because lahat na ho ng income ng hospitals would be into that fund and very limited ho yung mga disbursements na allowed. Although, additional health workers kasali. So how about kung doon na lang tayo magkaroon ng creation para yung additional health workers na yon would be charged to the Special Health Fund?
Problema, hindi natin alam kung kailan ma-realize yung Special Health Fund na yan eh.
Kasi pag create na ho natin ngayon, sir, hindi na siya, and then, if it's implemented already, the Special Health Fund now, the hospital income, which you can see comprises the big bulk of our local sources, mapupunta na doon. Yun na sana ho yung parang way natin na at least ano yung ibang disbursement o ibang appropriations natin sa SHF. I'm just forward thinking.
Yeah. Yun nga lang, certainty nung SHF. Hindi ko alam kung anong status pa nun eh. Yeah.
Sir, I just want to emphasize na yung natin kasi yung creations under Special Health Fund, it's not allowed, no? It's only for contractuals.
Sa SHF, sa Special Health Fund, hindi pwedeng creation.
No, sir,
Only
no.
contractual.
Yes, so.
Oh.
Para kasing augmentation lang siya.
Ano pala yun eh?
Mr. Chair, just to raise a concern again, if you would see, lahat naman siguro dito is hesitant about the uncertainty of this special health fund, particularly the provincial health board. Kaya nga sabi ko, for us to fix this problem within the jurisdiction of the provincial government alone, kukuha pa tayo ng isa pang problema ulit. I think it's high time for us to think about of having another problem tossed to us. And this is governing yung atin pong Special Health Fund plus Provincial Health Board. Just my point of view on this. Kaya kailangan nun siguro nating carefully study on this because this, to me, is not a mandatory. We are just one of the pilot province. Sa akin po ang pagkakaintindi, hindi ko alam ito, kaya up to now, medyo ako mismo, personally, I'm hesitant to get involved into this dahil kukuha tayo ng responsibilidad pa na tayo mismo dito sa atin sa probinsya ay nagkakaroon tayo ng challenges na ayusin pa yung ating healthcare deliverables. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Yeah. Dumadami. Gusto ko lang i-focus yung problema dito ngayon para matapos na tayo. Okay? Kung sakali, Ma'am Tet, na kasi pumayag naman na sila dun sa increase ng kanilang target. Okay? Pwede ba natin gawin yon na i-create natin o whatever, kung sa contractual, sa gusto nila, naka-park lang doon. Let's park it there. Di ba? Let's park it there. Para at least we're looking forward na kapag mayroon na hit ng target na ito, dyan lang pupunta yan. At least naka-park na. Kasi yun din naman ang concern nila eh. Diba? Nakikita ko yun din ang concern kasi nila. Baka mamaya, pupunta sa isang bulsa, mapupunta ulit sa kabilang bulsa. Ako agree ako sa kanila eh, 101%. Kaya kunin na rin natin yung bibigay nila sa atin yung commitment nila, bibigay rin naman natin yung commitment nila. Ayan, created na ko na yung mga gusto nyo. Ha? Yes. Once realized. Oh yeah, once realized. Diba? Ayun nga, meron nga raw sa kanila. Kaya lang wala dito. Hindi, kaya lang hindi na hindi na reflect. Hindi, wala dito. Sa initial submission. Pwede ba 'yan, boss? Oo na. Okay na. Sige na. Tapos na kayo. Basta ang commitment na rin namin, pag once na-realize nyo, you can enjoy yung mga created o whatever. Kung anong gusto nyo. Ha? Kayo na lang mag-usap. Kayo na lang mag-usap. Okay. 500 million. Okay, sige. Game. Okay, any other concern sa
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
isa pa. Aside from the plantilla positions na gusto ng ating hospitals, wala ba kayong plan to upgrade yung mga equipments natin? Kasi ang daming itong CIMC, alam natin that they're very aggressive in like recently during the birthday ni Mayor, meron silang bibiling mga MRI, mga bagong mga equipments. Wala ba tayo? hindi naman sinasabi ko na bibili rin tayo ng MRI, but to upgrade the existing equipments that we have. Ano yung mga plano natin ngayon sa
Mr. Chair, if you allow me to talk about on how we can increase, or increase the income or improve the hospitals. Actually, we are working on it, and it is moving forward, First of all, our hospital is level 1 hospital, Meaning to say, kung yung sa category siya ang pinakababa. So there's level 1, level 2, level 3, So if we want to increase the quality of our services and to increase our income, then we have also to upgrade the facility. We have to upgrade the people who are supposed to be there to carry on the procedures or whatever medical problems, so we can increase. Kasi pag level 2 ka kasi, syempre yung mga kaso na darating sa iyo, magagawa mo. You will become a referral hospital instead of being a referring hospital. Kasi as of now kasi, kung kakategorize mo referring hospital ang mga level 1, when it comes to mga kaso na matataas ang kailangan serbisyo. So we need specialists to perform that. So kailangan talaga mag-create tayo ng mga positions na mga specialists, and we have also to improve the quality of services, meaning kailangan natin ng mga magagandang mga bagong kagamitan.
Yes.
There are also factors which affect our income, the hospitals. If you try to analyze the situation now in Isabela, most of our district hospitals are competitive with the private hospitals kasi yung mga private hospital, magaling sila maglagay kung saan nila ipepesto yung mga hospital nila. If you try to look at Rojas, nandun yung medical center katabi niya. If you try to look at what you call Echage, nandun yung Southern Isabela, katabi niya. Yung Kabagan, nandun si St. Matthias Medical Center na catchment area niya lahat. So, ang taas ng competition. So, we really have to improve the quality of services ng ating provincial hospitals.
Mr. Chair,
So, ganun ba?
100% agree, Doktor. Pag
the
talagang
governor is looking to upgrade all the district hospitals and yung FND natin. Kaya nga binubusisi namin mabuti itong natin para pag nag-implement tayo, mas makakasingil tayo at saka mas mapapaganda natin yung mga ating mga facility.
Correct, sir.
Talagang tinitingnan po ng ating governor na i-upgrade po ang ating mga hospital.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
In fact, that's the direction of the governor, yung improvement ng ating healthcare services. Kaya nga gusto namin lahat tayo gusto natin 'yan . Yeah. Kaya as much as possible nga sinasabi ko nga na kung ano man kailangan dapat ibigay kasi hindi na natin may improve yung ating services. At the end of the day, pondo lahat 'yan. Wala namang magaling kung walang pera. Maniwala ba kayo sa...
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so tapos na tayo ha. Okay na ha. Nag-okay na si budget, nag-okay na si Madam Treasurer. Yes, any point? May point pa kayo?
Sige. Isa pa, Mr. Chair, no? There was a time na may na-discuss yata ang ating mahal na gobernador with the group. Na,
Yeah.
Despite the increase in the package of PhilHealth, we have the Malasakit Center, we have the SWD, and also from MAIP. Still, ang ating, pasensya na kung merong mga matatamaan ditong mga doctors, no? Still, yun pong professional fee na hinihingi nila, parang hindi naman yata nagbago. Kaya kung i-check mo yung mga nakukuha sa, I don't know, Malasakit Center sa MAIP, makikita mo yung listahan nung mga, kung sino yung mga...
The point you're driving at is,
can we
regulate the professional fees?
Yes. Oo. Doon lang sa mga
Para diretsuhin mo na. Actually, yun nga yung isang pinag-aanuhan namin. Nag-discuss kami ni Gob noon. Paano natin ma-regulate kaya yung mga professional fees na hinihingi ng mga ng private? Yes. Exactly. Yun yung kasi nakikita namin kapag nagbigay ng tulong galing sa MAIF, galing sa GL, nababago bigla yung billing. Tumataas yung kanilang PF. So, sabi sa akin ni Gob, pwede ba nating i-regulate yun? Kaya yun yung pinag-iisipan namin ngayon. Paano kaya? Paano ba yun? Ortho, neuro. Di ba? Kaya nga sabi ni Gob, tingnan mo nga, paano natin ma-regulate yun? Kaya nagtatanong ako kay Doc, meron bang sa code sa profession ng mga na pwedeng i-regulate yan ng DOH? Wala, di ba? Yun nga yung problema. Pero imposible na hindi natin pwedeng i-regulate yun. Kalokohan yun.
At saka pag ni-regulate natin, sir, hindi na sila pupunta sa hospitals. Konti lang, pero
Hindi sila pupunta sa hospitals
kasi
natin?
nakamowa lang po sila yung mga nag
Meaning the practitioner, hindi na sila pupunta.
Yung mga surgeons
Okay.
sila lang naman yung nagko-collect ng PFA, yung mga nakamowa.
Pag-aralan na lang natin yun muna. Yes.
Mr. Chair, just an observation here over the proposed, yung personnel schedule nila ng PHO. Actually, nakalagay dito sa proposed new position nila. They have two that they have proposed for nutrition.
Dalawa yung na-approve. Yeah.
Hindi pa po funded to. Kasi ang kon dito nila, I don't know, first time ko naman ma-encounter dito na collapse position. Hindi ko alam kasi kung anong ibig sabihin ng what that's term over the budget na collapse position.
Sir, I may be allowed, no? Actually, ako ang nag-propose niyan. I propose another position as nutrition 3. Kasi there are two services from nutrition kasi, field services saka hospital. Separate kasi yan eh. So may NO2, NO3 sa bawat division. And we lack that one sa NO3 sa field services. Now, to fund that, we collapse one position to accommodate the nurse, nutrition officer 3. Oo.
Okay. So, mas vital po ba na ko natin itong nutrition officer and nursing attendant to as compared to a medical practitioner?
That position was created long before, no? Actually, ako din ang nag-create na, but there are no applicants, there are no takers for that position, no? Actually, dalawa siyang MS2, so yung isa, kinolapse ko muna to accommodate what is more important at the time being. Kaya
Okay. Yes. And in relation to that, ang kwan ko lang kasi dito, can we come up with an entry level? Or are we after the salary grade here or the functionality of a position that we need to create? Kasi para sa akin dito, kung functionality nga hanapin natin dito, I think it is but just to have an entry level kung sakaling hindi natin kayang pondohan. Kasi realistically speaking, mas kaya nating magpondo kapag entry level ito kung sakali man. As long as we're looking for functionality than having it on an issue of yung ating kung salary grade dito. Or unless otherwise, we were thinking of someone promoting just to give space dun sa mga kondito para magkaroon ng effect po dito dun sa ripple effect to para dun sa paba.
Actually, sir, yung entry dyan, nutrition officer 2, no?
3 po itong nandito sa
Hindi, yan yung kinreate para for promotion purposes.
Yun na nga yung sinasabi ko eh. Kaya nga, ang para realistically speaking, if we come up with any proposed kwan dito, I think high time for us to look into the functionality first.
Yeah.
Yun yung sinasabi ko lang po.
Opo, kaya nga nag-create natin to yan.
Okay. Also, an observation, how long has it been available? Ito pong medical specialist 2 natin na walang taker.
At least 3 to 4 years. 4 years.
Okay. Very alarming. Again, why? For 3 to 4 years, syempre nasa-sacrifice dito yung ating pwedeng magbigay ng healthcare services. Aren't we like looking into some other measures of enticing medical practitioners also to get involved and take this position para makatulong po sa atin?
Actually, that position is intended for an epidemiologist kasi sa field services yan eh. Hindi siya yung clinical na kundi sa public health talaga siya.
That is also concerning dahil sinasabi natin ngayon, we cannot just easily say na walang kwenta yung epidemiological surveillance natin ngayon.
Yeah.
Kasi kung wala tayong tao doon, ibig sabihin, how can we come up with a good data?
We still have one position for that. Actually,
Ha?
we still have one
So hindi
medical
ito pa-
specialist.
So why are we creating then a medical specialist and then we get rid of this as well? Kung kaya naman din pala ng isang posisyon.
Hindi. Before kasi na na-create yan, nung dalawang medical specialist to, not only for epidemiologists but also for especially public health. No?
Yeah.
Kailangan kasi natin yan sa opisina para, alam mo na, we have a specialist para sa field services natin. Now, since na wala namang takers, and we are using it for contractuals also. No? Pero tinignan naman namin yung budget na pwedeng hindi na tayo punduhan, kundi magagaling na dun sa mga positions natin na unfilled. No? So, yan po ang ginawa natin. So, we plan to collapse that one, yung isa, MS, to accommodate and create position for NO3.
Sige. Okay po. Also, ganito na lang po siguro. Again, sabi ko nga dito, come up with an inventory of personnel in your respective facilities siguro para makita din natin dito the actual needs of all the positions that we need to fill up. Para in creation and funding next time, next budget preparation, matulungan din po namin kayo dito. Kasi kung tutuusin, we have given you the pressure now of coming up with a projected 500 na income. And doon, kaya na din namin i-justify na kaya nyo magpasweldo doon sa mga posisyon na i-wish list nyo come next budget preparation. Maraming salamat po. Ngayon na daw pala. Pabilisan na ngayon. Okay. Once we realize that. Thank you. Ma-realize lang.
Thank you.
Basta ma-meet nyo yung 500 million.
Yes. You have my word for that. Okay? Okay na. So, if wala nang concern sa IPHO sa mga hospitals, then I will close na for them. We will go to... Yes. Bakit nga ba ano ko si Pepido? Meron ako may concern ako sa iyo eh. Yeah. Sa investment ka, di ba? Okay. Kahapon kasi pinag-uusapan namin yung tungkol sa accounting nung Isabella Grange. Di ba? Yung ipil. Kasi nagkakagulo pa kami dun eh. Kaya gusto namin maliwanagan sa'yo, ano ba yung gagawin natin dyan para maano yun. Well, thank you very much po ha. Oo. Pero huwag muna kayong aalis. Kasi sa GAD, meron kaming i-discuss sa GAD eh. After nito, after ni Mr. Ni Attorney Wick. Okay, boss. Ano nga ba yung tanong ko? Tungkol doon sa anong gagawin natin doon sa Isabela, what do you call this? Yes. Kasi, sige nga, boss. Kasi, are we going to do, ang objective ba natin is to create that as a separate economic enterprise? What do you think?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, and to the honorable members of this committee. Originally, sir, conceptualize and ideally, hindi naman talaga dapat siya income generating. Kasi social service program siya. We give rice subsidies ng mga small marginalized farmers natin. Nagkaroon lang po ng idea to create or make it into a local economic enterprise for it to be able to realize income. Kasi pag naging LEE po, separate entity na siya technically, hindi na siya LGU. And at the same time, may invoice na siyang sarili, may sariling libro and all. Kaya po, na-entertain yung idea na i-convert natin siya into an LEE. But as of the moment po, yun po, program siya under PGI na social service po talaga yung main na function niya. So, hindi income generating.
Yeah. One of my concern kasi is the recording. Kasi bumibili tayo ng palay, okay? We treat that as expense outright. And then yung palay na kino-convert natin, kino-process natin na maging bigas, we record that as also as an expense. Okay? Ano na ngayon in between the process? Okay? Bumili tayo ng 500 million worth na palay. Giniling natin, magiging bigas. Paano na ngayon yung transfer cost pagdating doon sa pagbibigay natin ng bigas? Yun yung talaga yung problema namin. Kung hindi matutuloy na gawing separate economic enterprise yan, paano ngayon ang recording? Yun yung problema talaga.
So insofar as the recording, sir, I'm not hindi man po accountant, so I leave that to the accountant. But we have documents na reports inventory na ready na po for submission. Nilapat lang po kasi namin doon sa template na ni-require ng accountant po. But we have the record na po, na isasubmit na po. Then, i-reflect na po nila yung recording kung paano po nila gagawin yun. Hindi po ako aware doon.
Okay. So, paano yun, ma'am?
Your Honor, the usual accounting ng expenses na for the procurement of palay, sir, we treat it outright as expense. Yeah.
Okay.
The procured palay will be treated as inventory.
Inventory.
Yes, sir. Chargeable from the fund na aid to marginalized farmers.
Oo.
Ngayon, sir, pagdating ng procurement ng palay, it will go into another process na milling. That's the time na ma-produce natin yung milled rice.
Question number 1. Saan mo ngayon nire-record yung expense for the milling?
Yung mga related expenses,
Yes,
sir.
for the milling. For lahat ng expenses ng grain center.
Sir, kasi...
Under ba yan nung aid to marginalized
farmers.
Yes? Saan ngayon naka-record yung expense na yan?
Hindi. Special program.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Meron po siyang separate account under the Gov's office. Operation of the rice complex po yung... Opo, doon po siya naka-charge sa operation.
MOE.
Yes po.
Okay. Sige. Sige ha, doon.
So,
So separate account. Yung lahat ng expenses to convert the palay to rice. Di ba? Okay na tayo doon. Okay ako doon. Ngayon, ano ngayon ang value nung na-produce mo na rice? Paano i-account ngayon yon?
sir, ang valuation kasi, sir,
Oo.
lahat ng related expenses sa production, from transfer to facility, from palay to milling, sir, lahat ng related expenses shall be chargeable doon sa special fund
Yes.
for that project. Kaya, sir, lahat outright expense, yung mga handling costs, fuel.
Oh, pero hindi yun naka-charge doon sa palay procurement program. Separate, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Another expense.
Yes, sir.
Another, okay.
Yes.
So mas lumaki yung problema ko. So the 500 million worth na ibibili natin ng palay, dapat ganun din ang worth na matransfer doon sa maging rice.
Sir, meron kasi...
Lahat ng additional cost nyo, naka-separate account eh. Di ba? Paano nangyayari yun? Kasi, let's say 500 million worth na palay. Dapat pag-transfer mo doon sa rice distribution mo, 500 million worth na rice din yon.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, we maintain a palay inventory, the milled rice inventory, and the byproducts in the form of darak.
Darak.
Yes, sir. Binilid ba to? Tsaka rice
binlid.
hull.
Binlid, rice hull.
Yes, sir.
Ang next na tanong ko sa inyo, pag binenta mo ngayon yung binlid mo, yung darak mo, yung rice hull mo, anong accounting nyo ngayon doon?
Sir, meron din byproduct inventories. Tapos, sir,
Let's say nabenta na. The income, revenue.
yes, sir.
Okay. Saan ngayon naka-record yung revenue mo na yon? Ba't wala kang source ng income diyan? Oh. Ibig sabihin, di ba tayo nagbebenta ng binlid, ng darak? Since time immemorial?
Sir, yung mga byproducts natin, hindi pa po namin venture na ibenta siya commercially kasi ni-utilize lang din po ng breeding station natin. May breeding station po kasi
Sa breeding
tayo.
station.
Opo. So, yung mga binlid, yun yung ating mga broken, naka-inventory lang din po sa atin.
Naka-inventaryo, kaya lang hindi ma-realize ang income kasi pupunta rin sa ibang expense.
Kaya nga, sir, yung explanation ko, sir, kahapon na na-offset sa expenses. Wala tayong lumalabas na pera as expense doon sa mga yung nagamit sa breeding station. At the same time, yun din yung distribute sa mga beneficiaries nitong palay procurement program na supposed to be there is an appropriation pero wala na hong disbursement doon. So, na-offset na po doon sa projected income ko supposed to be because wala rin namang expense na kabangga.
Anong klaseng accounting yun? Oo. Offsetting na lang.
Yes, sir.
Offset. Oh.
Treated as expense yung mga related expense, sir. Tapos yung palay inventory, kung may movement, ika-credit namin yung palay kung yung pag-transfer niya sa milling. Kaya, sir, yun yung inventory status niya, meron corresponding receipt o procured, tapos issued
pareho ko ng inventaryo.
Yes, sir.
Kaya lang, ang transformation mo, inventaryo ko sa palay, tapos
sir.
inventaryo ko sa bigas.
Yes, sir. Pagdating ng distribution, sir, doon nila ini-issue sa various sectors. Sir. Doon kami nagke-credit. Pag may issuances to various sectors na meron mga payout distribution, na simultaneous meron rice distribution.
Okay. Medyo naiintindihan ko na. Pasok ka sa isang bulsa, labas ka sa isang bulsa. Kaya lang, magkaiba ng anyo. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, sige. Pag-usapan natin sa ibang ano yan. Na gusto ko talaga yung makita. Anyway, sige. Thank you, ha? Thank you. Yun lang gusto kong ano. Pero, moving forward, wala talaga kayong balak na gawing i-separate yan?
We have already started, sir. Nasa feasibility study stage na po kami in coordination with DepDev and DBM. Kasi may manual po tayong guidelines.
Okay.
Nag-submit na po kami ng draft namin for their critiquing. And hopefully, sir, we can convert it by next year.
Good.
Hopefully.
May isang tanong ko lang. Ano sabi ng BIR?
Ito kasi, sir, tax implication, of course, it is treated as a domestic corporation, so taxable ka.
Taxable na
Sa
lahat.
income niya, sir.
Ay, pero agree yan eh.
Opo.
Agree. May VAT ba yan? Wala.
Pag sa rice, sir, ng ganyan, sa small marginalized, pwede siya mag-qualify for VAT exemption under the Sagip-Saka po.
Good. Yeah.
Opo.
Yun din ang inaano ko. Kasi nag-discuss kami ni Umpong dyan eh. Sabi niya, taxable. Sabi ko, hindi. Unang-una, agri product.
Sa income lang, sir.
Exemption yan.
Kung may income
Sa
ka,
income.
i-declare.
Pero,
Wala, sir, kasi
lagi mong
laging lugi to eh.
Lagi mong tatandaan. Laging lugi.
Ang LEE, sir.
Laging lugi ang gobyerno. Anyway, yeah, gusto ko yan, mag-discuss ulit tayo. Ha, ma'am? Okay, yeah, thank you, ha. Kakain na ba tayo? May pagkain ba? Mukhang wala, break muna tayo? After this, last na lang yung God. Unless dun sa mga ibang departments, meron pa ba kayong gustong i-discuss sa budgets ninyo?
Ay, Mr. Chair,
Oo.
I have an inquiry.
Mm.
No. Ma'am, budget yung ating mga other MOOB, katulad yung sa ating PSO office. Halimbawa, magkikater sila ng mga insurance sa kanilang mga personnel. Pwede ba nilang i-charge dun sa other MOE nila?
Pwede, sir.
Pwede. Kasi ano lang naman ito, parang 30 na tao lang ang gusto nilang i-insured. Parang yung sa ating
kahapon
sa ating provincial disaster.
Yes, sir.
They are kasi ang case niya, Mr. Chair, additional yung sa ating PRRDO. Itong sa PSO, meron silang existing budget at gusto lang nilang malaman kung pwede nilang i-charge doon yung insurance. Sa other MOE nila kukunin. Pwede. Okay. Noted, Sir Kim, no? And then, yung PYDO, anong status ng PYDO natin? Is it a separate? Kasi natatandaan ko, nagpa-create si Governor ng creation with regards dun sa ating PYDO.
Yeah.
Naisama na ba ito sa budget or naka-status ko pa rin?
Status ko pa rin po. We
Okay.
don't have enough.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yun lang. So, yung PSO, okay. Yung PYDO, hindi. Okay. Sige. Okay? Suspend muna. Hearing suspended muna for lunch. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tayo, balik.